Hello my dear learners, welcome back to the online learning platform of Seva Public School. Children, do you hate going to school? If your answer is yes, then today's session is going to be interesting for you. In case you are one of those who don't like to go to school or who don't like to study, then you will be going to relate the poem which I am going to teach today. Yes, it is the School Boy, written by William Blake. In this poem, the poet has very well portrayed the emotions of a schoolboy who hates go to school and who's very unhappy, and he feels that this burden of studies has really constrained him, put him in a cage like a bird. He likes the summer morning. He loves bird singing and flying over the sky. He loves to hear the blowing of the horn which the hunter does. He also loves to sing with the skylark bird. But on such a beautiful summer morning, he is forced to go to school, which he doesn't like, because inside the school he was full of restricted, and he is all the time tired under strict supervision of his teacher. He compares himself with the cage bird, and a cage bird doesn't sing happily. Similarly, he feels that the childhood of a child ruined by the fear and tension under which he constantly lives. He also tries to tell his parents that if a bird is nipped or plucked from the plant, then how it will blossom. He also tries to explain if the plants are not allowed to grow, then how will they bear fruits and flowers. So this is the brief concept of the poem. So the speaker feels here, so today this session is going to be all about these aspects. Firstly, I'll discuss the poet information, then I'll move on towards the reading of the poem, then I will explain it, and lastly I'll give you the theme of the written poem by William Blake. Yes, he was born on 28th November 1757, Soho, London, United Kingdom, and he was died on 12th August 1827 in the same place. He was an English poet, painter and printmaker. He is known for his creativity and expressiveness. Paintings and poems are characterized as romantic movements. His written poems and his paintings were characterized and recognized as the romantic movements, and his notable works are Songs of Innocence, of Experience, The Marriage of Heaven and Hell, The Four Zaws. This is the brief idea of the poet William Blake. So now let me start the reading of the poem as well as the explanation of the poem. Firstly, the first stanza starts with the line, I love to rise in a summer morn. Morn means morning. Children, underline the word morn and write morning. When the birds sing on every tree, the distant huntsman winds his horn. Children, underline the word huntsman and write the meaning of the word hunter. Huntsman means hunter. And the skylark bird sings with me. Oh, what a sweet company. I refers to the speaker, school boy. I refers to the speaker, school boy. Children, and underline another word distant, which means far. Which means far. So in the first stanza, not paragraph, so the speaker feels that he has such a sweet company of the beautiful morning, the birds that are singing, the hunter who is blowing horn, and the skylark birds which are singing with him. And in the second stanza, but to go to school in a summer morn, oh, it drives all joy away. Under a cruel eye outone, the little ones spend the day in sign and dismay. Children, underline the word outone. Outone means tired. Outone means tired. And dismay means sadness. Dismay means sadness. And underline, not underlining, put it into double inverted comma. Under a cruel eye, put it to double inverted comma. Under a cruel eye. This phrase means under a strict supervision of teacher. Means under strict supervision of teacher. Okay. So, in the second stanza, the speaker is expressing his feelings when he goes to school in his summer beautiful morning. In this summer beautiful morning, he feels tired, bored to sit in the classroom instead of playing in the summer beautiful morning. Not only he was also expressing the feelings of other children who were sitting in the classroom. In these lines, he expressed his sadness of sitting in the classroom instead of going and playing in the summer morning. So, I hope you understand this stanza. Let me explain, let me move on towards this third stanza. Then at times I dropping sit and spend many an anxious hour, nor in my book can I take delight, nor sit in learning's board, on through with the dreary shower. Children, underline this phrase, I dropping sit, and write the meaning as sit bent due to tiredness or boredom. Meaning is sit bent due to tiredness or boredom. And write, underline another word, anxious means nervous. Anxious means nervous. And delight means happiness. Delight means happiness. Own means W-O-R-N. Own means tired. And dreary means boring. Dreary means boring. So children, here in this stanza, the speaker is expressing that neither can he take handful of happiness in reading the books, nor he can go out in the nature where he can study without a teacher and enjoy the nature also. So here he is expressing the sadness and boredom of sitting in the classroom instead of going and playing in the summer morning. He was restricted to sit in that four walls and not to enjoy his childhood. But the speaker is wanting, the schoolboy was wanting to go out and enjoy his youthful days. So children, in the next stanza, how can the bird that is born for joy sit in a cage and sing? How can a child, when fears annoy, but droop his tender wing and forget his youthful spring? Sorry, it is spring. Children, underline the word tender. It means soft. Tender means soft. And annoy means irritate. Annoy means irritate. So children, here in this stanza, the speaker is comparing himself with the cage bird. He is feeling like a cage bird who was restricted with many restrictions, who was not allowed to fly, who was not allowed to sing happily. The speaker says that when the bird is born to make joy or happiness, how can that same bird can sing inside a cage with happiness? And the speaker says through these lines, and that how can a child who is constantly under fear and boredom of expectations of others, how can he enjoy, and he can only bend with all soft wings and forget everything about his youthful days and his childhood. So, in this stanza, the poet compares himself with the caged bird. So, let's move on towards the next stanza. O father and mother, if birds are nipped and blossoms blown away, and if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the springing day by sorrow and care's dismay, how shall the summer arise in joy, or the summer fruits appear? So children, here again the comparison happens with the nipped flower, plucked flower with boy. Boy is comparing with the plucked flowers. Here the comparison happened with the plucked flower, nipped flower. This line, speaker is asking to his parent, that if birds are cut and flowers are plucked, if the soft plants or growing plants deprived of their joy in the spring season because of the sorrow and unhappiness, then how shall the summer season or a summer arise in the joy, or the summer fruits appear? Then in that case, how will the summer season come with its joy, and how the plants will grow fruits and flowers? So the speaker, the schoolboy, tries to convince the parent by giving the example of nipped flowers and nipped nipped birds. If the birds are taken away from the plant, and if the flowers are taken away from the plant, then how will you get the fruits and flowers from the plant? So he compares, same he is saying about himself. If you are not allowing me to enjoy my childhood, if you are not allowing me to enjoy my life, my youthful days, my own way, then how will you expect me to live my life with full of happiness? He tries here by giving the example of nipped birds and flowers to his parent. So here another, once again the comparison was happened in between flower, nipped flower, and flower to boy. So this is the explanation of the poem. Now I will move on towards the theme of the poem, what he is trying to emphasize here. Now let's understand the theme of the poem. It is about the sorrow or happiness, unhappiness which the boy feels when he has to go to school and sit in restricted place like school. While other hand, he wanted to enjoy the summer beautiful morning, but he wants to enjoy the nature, and it is about the freedom which the child wants, but the other hand, all he is getting a cage environment. So this is the poem which tells us that we must let the children grow like children, and we must let them play, run outside and enjoy the nature fullestly, because having an experience of the nature is as important as their academic learning. So this is the theme of the poem. I hope you understand the theme of the poem as well as the explanation of the poem which was written by William Blake. So now I'll end up this session with this information, and I'll come up with another video from the same poem explanation. There in the next video I'll discuss the poetic device of the poem and summary of the poem as well as the rhyming scheme of this poem, The Schoolboy. So thank you so much for watching this video.